Sometimes when I need a quick laugh on the go, I'll open up the Facebook app on my phone and just make fun of semi-literate conspiracy theorist boomers, which of course leads us to Brad Stine, a self-proclaimed conservative Christian stand-up comic who modestly refers to himself as God's comic. But instead of telling jokes, this guy has spent the last 25 years stomping around church basements in the Midwest, yelling about how society has turned into a bunch of weak men, everyone's a wimp, everyone's a whiner, kids today are spoiled. It's just the same constant growling rant over and over and over, and these boomers absolutely eat it up. So then, I saw this guy's comment recently where he says he's banned from performing in Canada because he refused to take his COVID vaccine. And it's just so easy. So easy. I said, you rant about the wussification of society for hours on end, but you can't take a little boo-boo to protect your audience and staff from a virus that's killed millions of people? Man up, Brad. And almost an hour later, he responded with, "Hi, bot," which is about as low effort as you can get without just simply ignoring the comment, which makes me realize I've got him. If he wasn't flustered, he would have just continued scrolling, but he didn't have anything to say but felt the need to say something anyway. So I started roasting him. I said, "Is that the best you can do? You're a professional comedian, Brad. Try a bit harder." I asked the local comedy club to book Brad Stine. They laughed and told me it was the best joke they heard all day. I asked my parents to see Dennis Leary for my birthday. When the day came, my parents said they had a surprise for me and took me to see Brad Stine. It felt like getting a knockoff Nintendo for Christmas. My son struggled with alcohol dependency for years, and nothing seemed to help his recovery. One day we showed him a video of Brad Stine. He hasn't had a drink since. What's the difference between Brad Stine and my dog? One of them is not up to date on his shots, and the other sniffs his own shit. So this guy continued just repeating, "Hi, bot," but this time so flustered that he typed, "Hi, ho?" So clearly it was getting to him, and I just continued piling on. The only thing that stinks more than Brad Stine's set is his shirt afterwards. Now this guy has a podcast that runs at 8 p.m. Eastern on Monday nights. And at this point, it was getting very close to the time of his broadcast. And you can see here at 7:55, he says, "We're still on to you, bot, but you're failing miserably." So he's got nothing to say. And right at the start of his showtime, I said, "Oh man, you got no jokes? How about this? Your entire audience looks like cauliflower." Now, in a remarkably boomer attempt to ban me from commenting, this free speech crusader enlisted the help of his son Wyatt, who had apparently already scheduled the imminent live broadcast of his father's aptly named weekly podcast called Brad Stine Has Issues. Wyatt must have realized there wasn't enough time to deal with me before the start of the broadcast, so he returned to his position behind the camera, where the visibly flustered senior Stine sat there, armpits moistening the otherwise tasteless t-shirt he chose to wear, when suddenly...
Wyatt?
Yep. That means we're going live and you may start talking now.
No, you need to let me know when we're starting.
Well, I told...
When are we going to start?
We are literally starting now. It's live.
No. Here's what you do. When the show starts,
Yeah.
what I need you to do is to go like this. And this is what they do in the professional
Yeah, I
world.
know. But hey, guess what? You needed me to fix the iPad.
Right.
And that took like 2 minutes. And
Okay.
then by the time I got back here, it turned to 7.
Okay.
There's really
so
not
let
much
me know when it started.
It started.
But when does it start
It's
live?
starting like actually... There are currently comments coming in.
No.
As we...
When are the people going to be aware that I'm here, that I'm starting? When is the entire show hitting the stage, son?
Give it about 5 minutes.
5 minutes, okay.
Okay.
In the meantime,
now is a good time to practice your interpretive dance.
yes, I am going to practice my interpretive dance, but I need to know when the show is starting.
Well, look.
Wyatt,
I'll tell you.
there's going to be people out there waiting to watch this show run at a high-level professional. Now, this is behind the scenes. They don't see this kind of stuff because it makes us look like idiots. So I need you to give me a 3, 2, 1. So tell me, are we ready to start? Just give me a 3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1.
Hey, it's God's Comic Brad Stine, and we just started Brad Stine Has Issues, the show that leaves people speechless because of the insight, the depth, and the absolute foundational truths that change the people who see it until they become something so amazing, so committed to patriotism, so absolutely committed to conservative values and the Christian message that created the West. Those people become absolute inspired to go out and change the world. The rest of the people just get a few laughs and wonder what all the fuss is about. This is God's Comic Brad Stine. My son Wyatt is here. Wyatt is only here because I allowed him to be, not just because I gave him his own button, which he likes to utilize, usually at the wrong time, but indeed he's here because, well, he issued from my loins. That's what makes him existence. That's what gives him existential reality. Had it not been for me, there would be no Wyatt. Wyatt, say hi to the folks.
No.
Wyatt, your job is the sidekick. Do you know what that means?
It means I'm constantly on your side,
And
being a thorn in it.
kicking me. Yes, you're bugging me. You're bothering me at relative time. Listen, when you come on the Brad Stine Has Issues podcast, we want you to have fun at first. Everybody comes on because they think, oh, he's a comic. I like this guy. He's really funny. And wow, he was doing things from a Christian conservative point of view that nobody else had ever done many, many, many years ago. And now everybody's catching up and they're just figuring out who he is. And I was all by myself like a rudderless captain wondering where my mates were. Wyatt, are you my mate?
I don't really have much of a choice, do I? You're paying the bill, so...
I am paying the bills, son. And what do your bills consist of as we speak? He's 26 years old. He's a millennial. He's one of those complainers. Oh, you boomers have left us in a world of hurt. We have no way of having health care, and we have no way of having our own homes, and we have no way of having our own vehicles, and we can't afford gas or whatever. So I don't know how we're going to survive, as he sits in his father's house and gets free rent.
It's not free. It's almost free.
Oh, yeah? How much did I charge you?
A trip to go run errands.
Yeah, he runs errands. He takes care of the pool. He takes the trash out.
Yep.
He has lots of things that he does to earn what used to be called sweat equity. Why? Because he works at Lowe's, and let's face it, I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but when it comes to a high-paying gig that people are just clamoring for, it's Lowe's. Son, tell us about the tools. Is it everything you'd hoped it could be? Did it really tap into your creative process? I know you wanted to be a drummer and a musician for so long, and then you said, you know what? I could be a drum musician. I could be a computer game creator. I could be a computer programmer, or I could find a ratchet set. Hey, what else is out there? Hey, Karen Boyd said a few minutes ago, Brad. Joe, she's laughing because she thought I really didn't know we were on. Hi, Wyatt. Oh, yeah, Brad Stine, the sidekick. That's Brian Shute. Let's see. Clark Berg's there. William Campbell. Lee Rice is there. Let's see. Oh, Ontario, Canada. Wait a minute. Danny Herring's here from Ontario, Canada. Wyatt, do you have a dirge? Do you have any kind of sad music that you can push the button for, just for Canada's sake? Because, you know, they've lost their way. They're a totalitarian state. They are run by a despot. They'll never be free again, and we can't get in there to help them because we're not vaxxed, and we're not vaxxed because we're normal. And we care about freedom and liberty and not having heart attacks when we're 16.
Honestly, I don't have any sound bits that are sad enough for that.
When I started doing comedy full-time, it was 1988.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it was last week.
No, son. It was 1988. Last week is when I finally perfected it.
Yeah. Yeah, sure. Go with that, pal. Okay. Go with that.
But here's the deal. I began to experiment with social media and whatever years ago because everybody was getting into it. But I was an older guy. I'm a boomer, so I didn't understand it. I've had to reverse engineer my entire career. And all the new fans and all the people that like me and think I'm saying these poignant insights about American culture, are watching 20-year-old videos because I did all this stuff 20 years ago. I knew what was happening. I knew what was coming, and I commented on it. And it's what made me the comic that I am. Now, I say that because I had this group that at that time, I don't even remember the name of them. They reached out to me and said, would I do a blog? I didn't even know what a blog was. You know what a blog is, don't you, son?
Yeah, you still don't know what a blog is.
Well, I
Considering
don't.
the fact that I have to usually set everything up whenever you want to do anything as simple as turning on Facebook.
Yeah.
Seriously, how could you live stream to Facebook for 2+ years at this point and not know how the Facebook button works?
I did it. It says live. I pushed live, and there I was.
Okay, so why are you making me do it then?
Because-
and why do you constantly have me fix the mistakes that you cause when you try to do it?
Because I wanted to give you the illusion that you had insight, wisdom, chops. I wanted you to feel part of the show, son. You have to understand that when you sit in your little chair in your pajamas and your nightgown, I have to deal with that and realize it's my son. I love him just the way he is. Yes, he likes to wear a dunce cap. I don't know why.
It fits my personality. I've been over this already.
I know. But anyways, I just say the point's too high, too sharp, and you could put somebody's eye out.
Well, listen, then they need to stop looking down on me.
Yeah. But then again, there was a time when we put people in dunce caps because we wanted you to feel like you're supposed to work harder. This was what America was. Can you imagine walking into a classroom and seeing your kid in a corner with a giant pointed hat like you're the buffoon?
Yes.
That's what we used to do.
I can picture that.
And what I do know is
And I would find it hilarious.
kids were smarter.
Yeah.
And you know what they never did? They didn't
Well,
go around
here's the
shooting their
thing.
friends.
Were they smarter or were they just better at hiding the dumb?
Maybe. But listen, you know one of the smartest things you can do in your life?
Hide the dumb?
Hide the dumb.
Remember, folks, life lesson for the day. Hide the dumb.
Well, speaking of dumb, got some new guests that will be coming up soon. If you guys like the guests, let me know. The last couple weeks we haven't, simply because Wyatt actually told me, he said, you know, people like you, why don't you just talk for a while? You don't have to have a guest all the time. And I took his word for it. So if the show has been failing miserably because we didn't have a guest, blame Wyatt. I would have had one. And if it's been brilliant and ingenious and mind-numbingly insightful and inspiring, it's because this is the way I wanted it to look and feel.
Sure, right. Where's that booing button again?
I don't know. I'm sure it's out there. Wyatt, I'll tell you what. Just to lighten things up, that was pretty heavy. Do you have a little clip of the yodel song, the chicken yodeler? I'm just curious. Folks, I want you to know that I'm here every Monday. I'll continue to be here. I'm going to continue to fight for our values. I'm going to continue to be at live events, continue to grow. And I just was with Laura Boebert, Congresswoman, a couple weeks ago, and we might do some stuff together. We're going to continue things with Rick Green. Matter of fact, I'm going to be at one of his Patriot Academy shows in August 3rd in Texas, so come out and see that. Wyatt, cheer the people up. This is a song by who?
This is by Carrie Christensen.